All right, so for our first story of the day, the Fed staff no longer forecasting U.S. recession. Jerome Powell says. I don't know about that one. But if you're just tuning in, my name is Christopher Ewell, and I love talking about stocks and finding those outlier trades with outsized returns. And if you're interested in that too, be sure to definitely hit the subscribe button down below. And today's episode is sponsored by Outlier.com. Go to OVTLYR.com to learn why outliers win. And thank you all so much for coming and watching live. Let me say hi to everybody. Good morning, Rudy. Good morning, Coffee Lover. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, April. Thank you so much for tuning in live. So let's go to our first topic of the day. The Fed staff is no longer forecasting a U.S. recession. Well, I got to tell you one thing, right? With a recession, it's 2 quarters of consecutive GDP slowdown. I believe is like the textbook term of it. And what we're seeing here is exactly that. But let's be honest. The administration, those in charge, keep moving the goalposts of what a recession technically is. So the technical definition has actually been achieved and has been for a while. But we'll change the definition just a slight, tiny bit. And we'll just make it so it's not as embarrassing to our administration as it could be. But U.S. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said they're no longer forecasting a U.S. recession, and we do have a shot for inflation to return to target without high levels of job losses. Well, I'll tell you one thing. As far as what they are utilizing for getting inflation back on target, we all know that inflation is still rampantly out of control. And that's actually going to be in our third story today as well, so stick around for that. But you can't go anywhere today without saying, it costs how much? Or at least that's my experience, right? It costs how much for this? It costs how much for that? Who says inflation's slowing down when every time I turn around, everything is costing more, right? Let's see. So the staff has noticed a slowdown in growth starting later this year, but given the resilience of the economy recently, they are no longer forecasting a recession. So basically what they're saying is, we're going to have reasons to say it's technically a recession, but because of the economy's resiliency, it's no longer going to be a recession. Yeah, if you keep changing the definition of recession, it won't be one. Let's be honest here, people. This is quite a joke. This is quite a joke, right? Now, we've seen the market. The market has been extremely strong over the last few months, right? And this is what they're talking about here as far as the resiliency that they see out in the marketplace. Yeah, the market has definitely been strong. It's hit a bit of a wall here. And if we go to the Outlier Data, you'll see that actually back on June 23rd, we got a sell signal. So yeah, it was due for a nice pullback here. Will this pullback be continued? I'm not really sure. Let's go to Twitter and check out what the comments say for this, right? Let's scroll down. Yeah, he's right. It's not going to be a recession. It'll be a depression. Oh, let's not hope for that. But yeah, sure, there will never be another recession again as long as they keep changing the definition, which is exactly what we talked about. Literally, they said, yes, we see a slowdown. But because the economy is so resilient, we're not going to call it a recession. That's literally what this person's saying, right? There's never going to be a recession again if they keep changing the definition. Let's see. Scrolling down just a little bit. Why are the congressmen shorting the stock market? That's a great question. So there are so many questions, so much, in my opinion, baloney circling around this. They don't want to perceive any sort of weakness going into an election cycle. And because of that, they aren't ready to acknowledge the fact that there may be a recession on the horizon, but we're not going to call it that. We're going to say it's a slowdown, but there's no recession on the horizon. So let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that we're on the verge of having a recession? I mean, if we're not already in one, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, the Fed even said, we expect pain. And that's what the economy is seeing right now. We expect pain. I don't know what they're basing their metrics on as far as recession, but everybody I talk to, my entire life that I'm living every day today, I'm seeing recessionary forces here, and we'll see where that goes. So down below, be sure to hit the like button if you like that story, or if you like the fact that the Fed thinks there's no longer going to be a recession, and be sure to leave a comment down below to let us know your thoughts.